Yeah, I recognize that road. I do too. I think it's out by the lighthouse. It's out Lighthouse Road area.
Oh, okay.
Hello, everybody. Look at the mess behind me. It's not good to do this in here. Hi, Eleanor. Hi, Mildred. So, has anybody started their Bargello quilt? Good morning, Melody. Your fabric's on its way, so I know you haven't started. Hi, Patty.
Oh, yes, okay. Yeah.
And Lorraine. Judy. So is anybody out there working on their One Block Wonder class? And how are you making out? So today's class is kind of like a finishing up class. There's not a lot to learn. It's just I wondered if anybody was having any issues. Hi, Marianne. Your envelope is here ready for pickup, Marianne, but there's no rush. Good morning, Norma. Okay, so we have 22 on watching. You need 2 more colors. Okay, so I guess you haven't sewn your units together yet. Hi, Joy. You're working on your 4th section. Great, Patty. How did you find it, Patty? Okay, you're scared to do the cross cutting. So you can call if you want me to walk you through that. Just layer a couple of layers. Well, if you don't want to layer a couple layers, just cut each one individually. Remember, you need 4 pieces of each cut to do the whole length of a quilt. Hi, Michelle. So I got my quilt sewed together yesterday, and I am going to take you all out and show you how I put my borders on, how I measure it, and then how I put a border on without any straight pins. So this should be a fairly quick video. I wondered if anybody would have any questions for me. Oh, hi, Sally. Okay, so let's go out. I'm going to take you out, and Karen and I are going to measure the quilt and show you how I do it, okay? Hi, Melanie from Yellowknife. Wow, what time is it in Yellowknife?
4 hours different.
4 hours. You're up early. Or are
It's
you
not the same as Whitehorse, I'm not sure.
Okay. Okay. Green. And, okay. So we're just walking out. And I'm going to spread my quilt out on the floor. So as you notice, I only have 2 sections with narrow cuts. Okay. I had that all pressed nicely, but it's not so much now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, Karen, I'm going to get, that's a perfect spot if it'll stay there.
Right there? I don't know that it
Yeah, it will.
Okay.
Okay, you want to go over on that side, Karen? So what you do is you need to get 3 measurements of the width. So Karen's going to put it on the far corner there. Are we there, Karen?
Yep.
And I take that measurement. Now I'm going to the middle.
Journal, oh my God.
Okay. So I have, no, you can leave it. So I have 2 different measurements. I have an 89.5, I have an 89.5, and I have a 90. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take an average. So I'm probably going to go actually to 89.75. So I'm going to cut my strip 89.75. I better write that down. going to get 3 measurements this way. Karen, can you come up again? I don't know how you're going to get. You're going to have to walk across. Okay,
What?
we're on live. Okay, 94. 4.5. And 94.5. So I got mine at 94.5 long, so I better write that down.
Hi, people.
Okay.
Oh, watch out!
Sorry, ladies. Good morning, Marilyn. Hi, Lisa. Okay, let's go in here. My husband's made his debut and drives me crazy. So come on in. Okay. So promise we'll stop jiggling here in a second. We're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. So I'm going to sew my borders together. I should have done this before I went live, because then I would have had this step. My paper with my measurements. 89.5. So hold on, ladies. I'm going to go out and I'm going to cut this at 89.5. Actually, I think I can do it here. If Karen can get me a pair of scissors. $89.5.
Just to receive. You need a sign that says wide load there, Wally.
So I got 89.5.
Yeah, it's right there, Wall.
And what I'm going to do, instead of taking this out to the cutting mat, what I can do is I'm going to fold this so that my edges line right up. See how I folded that? I know I'm at 89.5. I didn't need to put that piece on because my borders, my fabric together was less than 90. So I added that third one on for no reason. Okay, so I am going to put this on the length of the quilt. Okay, this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down an inch, okay? Then I'm going to give Karen the camera so she can take a picture of it while I get up and walk away. Karen, I have to turn it so that you can...
Can you hold the camera while I open this up?
No.
I just find it easier.
Yeah, I'm a fast sewer, Marianne, but...
Just a sec, I gotta turn it.
We're going to turn it.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk away from my quilt. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. Just give me a sec here. sew it an inch. Now I'm going to get up and walk away from the right side of the quilt instead of the wrong. Well, they were live.
Okay.
So, see how I've got this all stretched out? So what I'm going to do at this point is, I know that this is going to be a consistent measurement because I've got an even pull all along the whole edge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to do it accordion style.
What?
Accordion style all down the whole strip. Okay, so then I'm going to start feeding it through and sewing it as I go. When I get almost to the first finger press here, I'm going to release that first fold, okay? Going to release it and readjust. And release a finger fold just as you go down the whole strip.
How come you're only going half speed today?
So get as far as you can, release the fold, and keep going down the whole strip. And there we go. And it comes right out to the edge. Okay? So I'm going to do that for all four sides. Keep in mind, if you're using the original measurements, you need to add this width border before you cut your next fabric. So both of my borders were cut at 6 inches. So 6 plus 6 is 12, and you have to take off an inch for both seams, for the top and the bottom. So you would add 11 to your original measurement of going across. Does that confuse anybody? Does anybody have any questions? So I'm going to go around and do the whole border of the whole quilt just like this. Okay? Nobody has any questions?
No, but just wait for the delay.
Okay. I like this border. Okay. So we can turn it around and I can hold it if you want to, or you can just stay there and read them. Okay. All right, ladies, so that's it. I'd love to see the pictures of your quilts that you make. If you have any questions about the counter cutting or any questions about putting borders on, don't hesitate to call. And there will be another class for the, I'm calling it the mini trips around the world. It's my own pattern because the pattern that I used years ago, you can't buy it anymore. I've tried and tried and tried and I can't get the pattern. So the last Monday of the month will be the black and silver quilt that I posted, and I'm calling it Mini Trips Around the World because that's basically what it is. They're all kinds of different trips around the world. So if you want kits and my cheat notes for that, private message me and I'll get them to you, so that you can sew along starting on the last Monday this month, which is, Wally, is it the 26th of June? The last Monday?
Do you worry about the seams when sewing on the border?
Yeah, they all go one way or the other, but you've already got them pressed. They're all pressed.
Monday? It's the 28th.
It's the 28th of June will be the next class. I believe you.
Do you do a 1/2 inch inseam allowance on the borders?
No, I do a 1/4 inch seam.
Sorry, that's Sunday.
This is Monday. The
Yeah,
29th. Okay, so it's the 29th of June, the class.
I'm a man. I am wrong. I can change if I have to.
Please repeat that.
No.
Please.
I am a man. I am wrong.
You can't even remember it.
I will change.
Okay, ladies, you all heard it.
Okay. So yeah, take a 1/4 inch seam. Try to keep your seams so that they're all going the way you had them pressed.
They're going to start. Is that an easy one for beginners? The next one you're going to start?
Oh, we just made a quilt with the Bargello quilt that has 12 colors. The trip around the world only has 6 colors. The units are smaller, so it's much easier than the Bargello to do. And it's very simple, actually. I'll walk you step by step through it, and if you buy a kit from me, you'll get a graph with it all laid out. So there'll be no guesswork to it. It will be really easy.
So Norma's asking what's the finished quilt size. I'm not sure if she's
Are you talking about the Bargello?
meaning this one or the
So
next
my
one.
quilt, what did it measure? What was it? I can tell you roughly what this.
95.
So it's going to be 89 plus 12. It will be 99. But be about 101 inches wide. And I had the equivalent of 1 full strip left over. So that dragonfly quilt that I told you guys about last class, I have enough to do the center of that quilt with my leftover strips. So maybe sometime I will do a class on that. So if you have any strips left over and you want to incorporate them into that quilt, that's certainly possible. Or those leftover strips can be used for binding too. It's whatever you want. But so in fact, I didn't use the full 12 strips. I only used 11 strips to get to this size quilt. Keep in mind though, I only did a 1 cut of 1.5 inch. So my wave is not as tight as if you had used 3 1.5 inch cuts.
Janine saying thank you for everything.
Awesome.
Patty wants to know how you'll quilt your Bargello.
Well, in the past, I've always had them quilted by hand, but instead of doing stitch in the ditch, I've always gone diagonal, quilted them diagonal, and it kind of gave them that wave effect when you stood sides through the quilt. But this one I'm actually going to put in my frame and do some type of edge to edge, and I haven't decided what it's going to be.
Maybe we'll promise to show it after it's all done.
Oh yeah, I'll show it to you.
And somebody's wondering if we still have kits for the Bargello.
Oh yes, I have an orange. Can you bring that orange and brown kit off the rack behind my cutting station? I have 1 or 2 orange, red, and brown. And then I can make up any color kit that you would like. I just mailed out 2 kits this morning. Keep in mind that these videos are online for a long time. Well, they're going to be on there forever, actually. So you don't have to make it right now, but you can make it later. So here is a kit that I do have on stock right now. But like I say, I can make it and cut it into any color that you want. Just give the shop a call is the best thing. 902-245-6343 is my phone number.
Are you going to post the dragonfly pattern?
I haven't written the dragonfly pattern up yet. So here's the thing. My patterns that I hand on to you, I really don't call patterns. I call cheat notes because they're not professionally done patterns. But I do have cheat notes for the dragonfly one. and I was going to give it to somebody to do a professional pattern, and it never happened. So when I go over how to do my dragonfly class, then whoever gets a kit or buys fabric from me for that, then their cheat notes will be in that. Otherwise, I will go over it on the online class, and you can jot everything down.
Somebody's liking this small quilt behind you. Is that a pattern you have?
This one on the wall?
Yep.
I participated into a wall hanging swap, and that was actually made for me by a lady in Washington.
It's cute.
Yeah, and she had her name in it, but I can't really make out the name. It's been so long ago. She put Washington there, and then she quilted Nova Scotia up in that far corner. So I sent a wall hanging to a stranger, and I received a wall hanging from a stranger. It was pretty cool. So, is there any other questions? You guys came into my messy room today. It's really, I can't say it's not always this messy, but it is pretty bad.
But I've seen it worse.
Yeah, I've seen it worse too.
It's not so bad.
So are there any other questions?
Doesn't appear to be. If anybody has any more questions, just phone or messages on Facebook.
Okay, see you later. Thanks for joining me.